Hi guys, today I have swatches of my top 12 nail polishes for autumn, and here they all are. I have a mixture of bright, some more muted colours, and of course some holographic since I am obsessed with them. I have a range of different brands from OPI I, Kester Black, Berry M, Freckles Polish, Mecca Cosmetica. First I'm going to show you my favourite peel-off base coat. This is from the brand Nail Mail, and this is Mess-Free Mani, a liquid latex. Normally this is used around your nails, but I ran out of my favourite peel-off base coat, so I decided to use this and I have fallen in love. The first polish is OPI I Saw You Saw We Saw Warsaw, and this is a very dark navy, almost a little bit of teal in there, blue cream. This has an incredible formula. I actually only did one coat for the swatch. I reckon if you added a second coat, it would be a little bit deeper and darker, but I love it just with one coat. As you can see as well, Mess-Free Mani dries with a pink tint. That's not my stained nails. As you can see here, Mess-Free Mani just peels off effortlessly. It's so easy to use. Next up is Kester Black Blue Raspberry, and this is a much lighter toned cobalt blue. I love the wide brushes that Kester Black has. It makes application so easy. As you can see, the first coat is pretty sheer and a little bit uneven. The second coat makes a huge difference. It's actually fully opaque on just two coats. I didn't expect that. It dries with a super glossy finish, so no top coat is needed. Next up is Berry M Guava, and this has always been a go-to colour for me. This is very similar to SC Garden Variety, but a little bit lighter and brighter. The first coat is very opaque, but it is also very streaky, so it definitely needs a second coat to just cover everything up. This is part of the Jelly range by Berry M, so it has a very glossy finish and it dries very quickly as well. The second coat covers up any streaks and it's fully opaque on two coats. Next up is OPI Mermaid's Tears, and this was a huge lemming of mine. This is a slightly muted grey toned green. This has a very thin formula, like a lot of OPIs do. It's thin and sheer and a tiny bit streaky. The second coat completely covers up any of the streaks and it's fully opaque just on the two coats. It dries to a glossy finish, so again no top coat is needed. This is OPI Be There in a Prosecco, and this came out in the new Venice collection. I am obsessed with this colour already. I think it's the perfect shade for all year round, but I think it would also be a great kind of palette cleanser between all the darks and all the brights. This has a good formula. It's a little streaky on the first coat and it does have a thinner formula. The second coat covers up any streaks and it does brighten the colour up as well. It dries glossy, so no need for a top coat. This is OPI Designer the Better, and this was a huge lemming of mine. I'm absolutely obsessed with it and I picked it up a couple of months ago. This is a very shimmery white gold colour with some coppery bits in there. It's very similar to Worth a Pretty Penny, I think that's what it was called, from the Venice collection, but this is much lighter and much more of that white gold instead of the bronze rosy look. I used 2 coats for the swatch, but you can easily just get away with 1. This is Kester Black French Lavender, and it's a very light muted purple. It's quite similar to OPI Plank Salot and a lot lighter than the muted purple that came out in the Hawaii collection. This has an amazing formula. If you're in a rush, you can easily get away with just doing 1 coat, but a second coat does definitely deepen up the colour. Again, this dries to a super glossy finish, so there's no need for a top coat. And as you can see, this second coat definitely deepens up that colour and makes it a lot more of that muted purple. This is Freckles Polish the Treblemakers, and I recently reviewed half of the collection. It comes out the 28th of this month, so I will link everything down below. This is a deep plum linear holographic. The formula is incredibly easy to work with. It's very even on the first coat, but there is still a slight visible nail line. The second coat deepens up the colour, and it is fully opaque on just 2 coats. This is Glam Polish Indigo Sparkle, and this is another linear holographic. This is a much lighter and much bluer toned purple. The formula is pretty sheer on the first coat. You can definitely still see a visible nail line. The formula is very easy to work with though. It's not too thick, not too thin. It dries a little bit matte, so I would recommend using a top coat. The second coat definitely deepens up the colour, but there is still a very slight visible nail line. You hardly notice it in person, but I will be adding a third coat just to cover everything up. The third coat deepens the colour a little bit, and it fully covers my nail line. This is OPI I Paulo over there, and I wore this like crazy last year. This is a warm-toned medium brown. You can still see a very slight visible nail line on the first coat, so I will be adding a second coat. This dries very glossy, so you won't be needing a top coat. The second coat really deepens up that brown, and it is fully opaque in just 2 coats. Next is OPI Just a Little Rösti at this, and this is one of my all-time favorite OPIs I own. This is a very deep red, and this color just screams autumn. I'm only using 1 coat for the swatch. This is Mecca Cosmetica Timandra, and this again is one of my all-time favorite nail polishes. This is a gorgeous purpley fuchsia pink. This has a great formula. It's very even and smooth. It's not too thick, not too thin. There is a very slight visible nail line on the first coat, so I will be adding a second one. Because this is so bright, it does dry with that matte finish, so I would recommend adding a top coat. This is fully opaque on 2 coats. These are my autumn nail polish picks. I tried to go for some bright, some neutrals, some darker shades, just a little bit of everything. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.